That saved the video, right?
Yeah. Alright, and we're back.
Yep. Just a little bit of poor preparation there. Sorry, all. So what we've got here, it's in a little bit of a random order. This was a snapshot of like the league movers, like halfway through the week, just to keep it interesting. So our first cab off the rank is Adam O'Brien, Bo.
The order. You fucked up the order. Look, Adam O'Brien, you got Jacob.
I've
So
got
it doesn't matter.
I've got the order.
Doesn't
I've got
matter.
the order. So first up, we've got Bo. So I think how we'll run this is we'll all give our grading, and then you know we can sort of discuss if there's any disagreements. So I've got Bo at just a missionary sex C.
Yep.
Straight C.
Yeah, I've gone C minus. Sit on now.
And I've forgotten to rank Bo. No, I do remember what I gave Bo. I gave Bo a C minus.
Okay.
I gave Bo a C minus.
So look, all pretty consistent there. Yeah, he's been a little bit disappointing. He's turned on some bigger scores, I think, the last 2 weeks, but I think maybe even on our last pod, we had serious concerns over him.
Yeah.
He was on a bad run for a few weeks there.
So yeah, the reasoning behind my C minus, I'm very lucky not to get a D, is simply just not. He hasn't turned out enough big. Like he's turned out big scores, but he's also turned out a lot of low
I've
scores.
seen like some 900s.
I've seen 900s, and if you want to be a contender in this league, you can't be in Mick areas of your scores. That's just not good enough. Going sub 1,000 is not good enough. He had some serious captaincy issues.
And I mean, look, at some point you've got to stop coaching with your heart and coach with your head. I know you're a Knights fan.
Yeah.
Give up on the cunt in the headgear.
Don't worry, you're not the only one there.
Yeah. So Ponga, like this week yet again, just the tail of his season, picks just a shit captain.
There has been, and Tyrone Wishart.
Yeah,
That's such bad.
Serious leadership issues at the Adam O'Brien.
Yeah, and
HQ.
look, this is a guy who made finals last year, picked up a win in round 1 of the finals, nearly even picked up a win in round 2 of the finals. He had some high expectations and probably hasn't quite delivered, but you know, we've seen he can turn over big scores. So
I've given him a C minus. I don't think he'd be happy with where he is.
No,
Like, it's a bit worse, but it's fine. So,
no,
what's
he's
next?
definitely not happy with where he's sitting.
but
at
yeah,
the
sitting in
moment.
8th place, not at the end of the log.
yeah. So look, we'll move on to our next coach here. We got Jacob Best on Field.
You fucked up the order.
No.
Anyway.
I did.
So we got Jacob Best on Field. This is another coach, I think, not going well, not travelling well. Had maybe some decent expectations. He had 1 year in the league 2 years ago, and I thought he was a pretty good coach that year, quite a threat. So I've got him at a D+.
D plus. I think that's like, he's not having a great year, but I think 2 years out of the game, coming back in, he obviously got off to a red hot start. His total points aren't disgraceful.
He is in the bottom 4.
Yeah, but his total points aren't disgraceful. They're pretty
He's
bad.
4.
I had him at a if my co-host here.
He's also 0-5.
I know you had a C.
0-5 in his last 5. He was on top of the ladder.
I had him at a C.
I had him at a D minus.
I think maybe I've been a bit blinded by his blistering hot start to the year there.
I think you haven't really looked into the fine details there.
Yeah, like he's got the shit Latrell Mitchell pick. He's got Cole Flanagan.
Yeah. Oh, look, I'm still going to give you a C because
You can't change
I
it.
can't change
So-
it now. So
Yeah, I think there's a lot of problems there. Spending all that money on
Trell Mitt.
Trell Mitt. I mean, he's still got Kobe Hetherington.
But he's also done good things,
Cole
like getting
Flanagan.
Stafford Tower.
Yeah, Stafford Tower I think he was the only guy who owned Tower who's made plenty of coin.
240k.
High break even now.
Yeah.
Probably gone this way.
I mean,
530k he's at.
Yeah, he
Wow.
made a lot of money. He's a
still
good
got Emre running around.
Am I back this week?
pick. He is back this week.
Yeah, but with Egan in there now, Emre, I think his role's really going to diminish from what it once
25
was.
off the bench, maybe.
Yeah, no, you won't. You'll
He's
play
still got, Jesse Arthur's. I don't see a true gun
Cole
in that.
Flanagan's still lurking around.
In that
squad.
centre wing, I know he's got Marju, who you could argue is a gun.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't see a true gun in that centre
No.
wing. I think there's a few issues with this team, which is reflected in his results.
A lot of holes in this side.
And yeah, look, when you come on bottom 4, you can't get a high rating.
Yeah.
Bottom 4 on the ladder, bottom 5 on points scored. It's been a bad year, and by his standards, it's a good coach.
Yeah.
Well, we all thought he was anyway. So.
Yeah. So yeah, D plus for me.
Yeah.
Not a great start. Next up, we're really turning the tables here. Brad Bedwetter Morrison.
Yeah. We
Yeah, this is a coach who we didn't really know what to expect, so it was hard to set the expectations. I've got him at an A.
Yeah, I've got him at a flat A as well this
I
year.
went A minus.
Yeah.
Yeah, flat A, the Bedwetter's at. Look, first year in the league, comes in, he really set the tone, currently sitting top 4.
Yeah, I mean, was sitting in second, went down to David's team. I think he's really put the comp on notice that he's a threat. Liking what I'm seeing from his team.
He's got some fantastic pods. Jacob Preston was a great
Preston's been awesome. I actually want to raise a bit of a question to you guys. Gutho, is he a keeper?
No.
No.
Yeah,
Gutho-
the scores have started to diminish.
Gutho's last 3 games, he's gone under 60 in like 2 of them or something, yeah, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, no, look, his last four, he's gone under... He's got 47, 130, obviously awesome against Para, who were stinking. And then 54, 57.
Like, realistically, he's had 3 good games.
Gutho was off to, like, it was...
off to an insane start. Made a lot of money, but I'd be looking at shifting him to a different fullback.
Yeah, like, he doesn't have... Oh, who
I
else
think
can-
the
maybe
move...
Squidry.
I think the move from there is Gutho, and you go down to... If you have the money to get to Teddy, you definitely do that. Or you just go down... You go
It's
down to
only a
Scotty
50k upgrade.
Yeah,
so you should be able to find that
Yeah,
50k.
if for whatever reason you can't find that 50k, I don't think there's anything wrong with going down to Drinkwater for almost 100k less and using that 100k elsewhere. But yeah, no, you definitely look at offloading Gutho.
But yeah, Preston, loving what I've been seeing from him.
He's been
Couchman, he's brought in Couchman, who's proved all of us wrong.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
liking his cash generation. This is a
It's
a nice team.
It's a lot to like.
It's a nice
There's
team.
nothing to really not like.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like the Brimo pick, but that's kind of... There's no good 5'8", so it's hard to hate on him too much for that. But
Yep.
yeah, it's a threat. It's a premiership threat.
Yeah, yes,
Absolutely. So well done to the Bedwetter. Solid A, which I think is well deserved.
Yeah.
Next up, we got the Channels Titans.
Yep. Let me just check that over the right trend there. Yep.
Now currently sitting second on the ladder, the only one of 2 teams, 6-1.
Yeah.
I've got him at an A.
An A. I've got him at a B plus.
I've got a B minus.
Look, for 6-1 team, B minus.
Well, look, my reasoning for that is he's versus 2 teams in the top 8.
Yeah.
He's coming 8th on points scored, and
I went a B plus. Again, purely just because of the teams that he's faced. He hasn't faced too many big hitters. Knocked off the Harry Dogs, who
was
undefeated. We can get around to that. We'll get around to the Harry Dogs. So, knocked off the Harry Dogs. Besides that, has beat down on a lot of losers in the comp.
yeah,
Flat track bully vibes, maybe.
possibly. I mean, look, you could convince me to go to a B.
Yeah.
I could go to a B. B minus might have been harsh. I think A is a bit absurd.
Yeah.
This guy's been in 3 grand finals, but look, he's got a decent team. There's honestly not really too much to say about his team. It's a bit vanilla, but
I think a lot of teams look pretty similar to this at the moment.
yeah, like it's kind of just
It always is going to be this time of year when you're sort of forced to go with certain cheapies.
like it's not a negative, but there's just not really too much to say.
Yeah. Reece Walsh, I imagine gone now.
You sure would hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
Look, what I will say about this team, I think he's got the strongest centre to wing lineup in the comp.
I agree with
once
that.
Eero returns next week.
I agree with
I
that.
couldn't disagree more. You got Adam Dewey.
I think surely Dewey is gone.
Adam Dewey has also been shown the door.
Adam Dewey has turned into be one of the great shit picks of the year.
Look, I think he's the strongest centre of the wing in the league, and we're getting to that time of the year where you need to start stacking the centre of the wing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So liking what I'm seeing there.
Can I ask? Have you heard any rumours on whether Trenos Titans legend of the club Dane Gagai is around?
Look,
We know that Dane Gagai and the Trenos Titans have a long, storied history together.
Yeah, look, Dane Gagai is the guy that usually comes around when it matters for the Trenos Titans. And I think as long as Adam O'Brien is in Newcastle, Dane Gagai won't be with the Trenos Titans.
It's sad to see, really. It's sad to see. Dane Gagai, a legend of the Trenos Titans, always.
Yeah.
But
He does have his name up in the rafters. We'll have the jersey retired.
he's got a bar named after him in the HQ there.
Yeah.
But look, I don't think you can get him at this stage.
No, he's not quite doing it at the moment.
Still basing well, just doing what Dane Gagai
He's
does.
still like third on tackle breaks. Or something.
Yeah, but
in the top 10 tackle breaks this year, there's 4 Knights players, which is ridiculous. Why are we so
Still
bad at
can't
that?
attack.
because all you do is just.
Well, they're just yardage carry tackle breaks.
Yeah.
But still, you'd think that it's set up well, bit of attack. Anyways.
So I mean, I don't see how a team that is 6-1, 5-0 in the last 5, tied for first, could possibly be at a B minus.
It's just
That
some of the
sounds
things-
pretty fucking retarded. Today.
Adam Dewey. What's going on there?
Metcalf still holding Metcalf. Happy with that?
I reckon Metcalf is a hold.
He's our boy.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, can we touch on that real quick?
Let me touch on it.
Quick,
Quick, found it.
quick
Yeah.
sidetrack here. We just want to tell you about.
Quick intermission.
We just want to tell you about one of the
I'm
great.
sitting at work today, bludging. Just scrolling through Sportsbet. I was trying to see how much Marky Mark was paying for a top try scorer. I've scrolled through the top 25, like to be in the top 25 try scorers that market, which I didn't know was a thing. Gone all the way to the bottom. Luke Metcalf, $501.
When the next lowest option, it went what, like I think
Jack
it's
Whiten.
Jack
501.
So Jack Whiten was next to him in the market at 36.
36.
to 1.
So Sportsbet have had a glitch.
They've just fucked up. Some intern has accidentally
Has put up Luke Metcalf's top try scorer price for top 25,
Yeah, so all of us boys have lined it up.
So to finish in the top 25 try scorers, paying
which is
$500
currently on pace for.
He's coming 24th at the moment.
with four tries to his name.
4 tries, and he's got a 50% try scoring rate. So if he just keeps up his try scoring rate, he'll be in the top 25, and collectively we'll win.
We looked at it. The last 5 years.
It's about
or something?
12.
It's about 12 tries you need to be in the top
He's
25.
on 4 after 7 rounds.
So
And he's also had a bye.
And he's
Yeah,
on
so he's on track.
and he's versus Melbourne. I looked through his draw.
So yeah, we've loaded up on it. Between 4 blokes, there's $200 on it. If it gets up, $100,000
Yeah.
will be there.
So let me tell you, this podcast is filmed in a palace.
There'll be a serious upgrade to the equipment.
yeah.
So look, everyone get on the Luke Metcalf band.
I want everyone cheering on Luke Metcalf for the rest of the year. David, you can expect a few guests at the end of the year if that gets up.
We'll have to get him on Swish and get a video from him.
Yeah,
So yeah, we're riding Metcalf hard.
Yeah.
So he's a hold.
So yeah, we have $100,000 on Luke Metcalf.
riding on his back.
So shout out Lukey Met.
So, yeah,
Anyway,
shout out
look, poor grading from some analysts there, but we'll move on. Next up, we've got the Caleb Copy captains.
Yeah.
Now, I've got this team at a B plus.
Yeah, I'm a B plus too. Yep.
Can I ask how you can grade a team that has had to call an emergency press conference over a team tied for first?
Well, that's one of the great unlucky losses of all time.
I'm not trying to fuck around. This is a serious podcast we got here, and I'm not trying to take shit results like that. It's unlucky. You actually scored pretty well that week.
Yeah, Mick fucking turned
sorry,
out the second
sorry.
highest score for the
So
year.
look, I'm not gonna. Be,
I'm
take-
the copy captain's harshest critic. I've actually given the copy captains a C plus.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I think in years gone by, the copy captains has dominated early parts of the year. Obviously, a premiership winner 2 years ago, made the grand final last year. to be like obviously 5-2 is still good.
Yeah.
But to have some fucking poor losses in there.
Yeah. Look, my grading would have been significantly different. It would have gone from B+ to B- if he didn't jag that update.
If he lost to Oakland A's
it
this
would have
week,
been losing 3 of his last 4,
Yeah.
and there would have been questions raised.
yeah, no, I agree. I would have been heavily considering a D had he dropped this game to the Oakland A's this week. Look, there's major concerns with the copy captains right now. There's on good authority, there's no money in the bank right now.
Oh,
There's
wow.
no
Zero
no money. There's $30,000 in the bank right now.
Wow. It's got struggling fullback.
Struggling fullback.
A lot of cheapies that are. I mean, everyone's in the same boat. Everyone's got a lot of cheapies that are peaking.
Yeah.
But if there's no money there to upgrade them,
There's no money there to upgrade.
Yeah, that's a real
already gone through 3 boosts.
Wow.
There's huge concerns with the copy captains right now. It has been an unlucky
yeah,
season.
been a lot of injuries there. I imagine the copy captains is basically max traded every week.
Yeah,
could be trade concerns.
pretty
there.
much sitting at 33 trades. At the moment, the copy captains are forced to not make a trade this week.
Really, not a trade this week.
Well, there's nothing to downgrade to. Like you could downgrade to a Sione Finau, but he rolled out a 13 on the weekend. So
How many,
I don't
minutes,
reckon he's a buy.
how many minutes did he play?
what do you mean?
Not
How is he not a buy, but Tui Portu is a must-have? They're playing on the same edge.
Tui Pelota will be back in like not too long. Maybe 3-4
He
weeks.
got fucking 6 to 8
Yeah,
weeks.
no, it was 4 to 6, and I reckon that was 2 weeks ago, so he might have been back in 2 weeks.
So
And he scored 13, which is going to be his rolling average.
yeah, that's why Sione
I don't
Finau
think he's a
is not a
buy.
buy this week.
How many minutes did he get? But
Not
before
many.
that guy?
It was maybe
It was
like
like 20.
20.
So why are we so worried about a 13 then?
Well, it's just his average.
Well, yeah,
right?
Yeah, but it's going to be gone in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
When-
but it just means that the break evens are 50. If he so that he's 270k right now.
Yeah, but it's going to be gone.
Yeah, but when it's gone,
if he goes
Tui Pelota will put it back.
under 50 this
No,
week,
but he goes in for the other winger, doesn't he? Oh,
No.
no.
Figo.
Oh, no, Fig out. Yeah,
And it's
he's
Tyrell
on
Sloan
the
on the
other
other
side,
side.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he's not a buy. He's definitely not a buy.
Yeah, so at this stage, just due to lack of cattle getting around, there's no trades being made at the copy
Yeah.
captains. Like a Halasima moving back
Look,
to the bench is
I
devastating.
don't think you're going to see Tui Pelota back till round 13.
After the bye.
Well, this is just like this. We don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know at the end of the day, but they
It's
have
too
it-
risky.
Because what? He's due back around round 12, and they have a round 12 bye. Off the hammy, you'd probably expect him round 13.
Yeah.
We're only in round 8 right now. He's got
Yeah.
plenty of time to make money.
Maybe, but like, I would
Yeah.
give him anyways.
But yeah, the copy captain's obviously dealing with the Jaden Campbell injury at the moment, at the turbo injury, which was devastating.
I think Harry Grant was in the side
Yeah,
at
Harry
one
Grant
point.
was in the side. So yeah, there's been bulk injuries, and so yeah, it's been
Are
a
you
tough.
gonna have, is the copy captain's going to have to look at potentially nothing out a few of these peaking players?
Yeah.
That's where we're looking at the moment. There's been talks of Kane Bradley entering the team. He's dual CCW 2RF, currently starting on the wing for the Storm.
Yeah.
Ian Bradley.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who the fuck is that?
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why no trades are made, because there's a rule at the copy cap. You want to look at your team and you want to be happy with the names in the side. That's why there was no Tigers to start the
Yeah.
besides Terrell May. You don't want to look at your team and see Kane Bradley.
Yeah.
On the
No,
bench.
yeah, I've got no
Like,
idea. I know pretty much every NRL player, and I've never.
So what? Halasima's been relegated. back to
Halasima
the
moved back.
bench.
Can I just talk about that for a second? How retarded? What's his name? The New Zealand coach,
Andrew Webster.
Andrew Webster. How retarded? Like
No, but this has been a trend. Coaches have been doing this and they start him anyways. Dylan Egan's happened to him the past
Yeah.
2 weeks. I reckon he might still start.
if Halasima isn't so, like he literally looked,
Yeah,
was like
he's passing the eye test.
Yeah, I reckon he'll start. I don't reckon he's
but nonetheless,
You reckon he'll get the start over Kurt Glory Hole Capewell?
Yeah, or maybe even near Corey.
Nick Corey had. I don't know why they love him so much.
Yeah, nah. I reckon.
You know he's one of the highest paid second rowers in the league.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
when they bought him, he was.
He wasn't that good.
He wasn't
good.
He was all right.
He was
He
okay.
came from Paro. He was eh.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
they
near
paid-
Corey we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the guys on Bloke in a Bar talking about potentially moving near Corey to the middle.
Yeah, I've seen that as well. Like,
I don't hate that.
I don't
Open up
mind
room
that.
for
Yeah, I don't
Halasima.
mind it.
you just care about other things.
That's all I
So-
get. Bro, he's my boy. I love him.
So yeah, look, it's a B+ from me, but
Yeah.
after hearing that, like, there's a few concerns.
Yeah,
and like
there's
I
big
said, it
concerns.
would have been a B- if he didn't jag that updates win. Second updates win for the year, I believe, actually.
Yeah, it's been some dicey ones. It's not a great start. But it's good. You still coming.
Nonetheless, I think still second in total points.
And third on the ladder.
Am I third for total points?
No, third on the
Oh
ladder.
yeah, third on the ladder, second total points. Like,
Well done to the copy captains. Next up, we've got Trent the Cardi Party. I got this team at a B+.
Party. Yeah, I went C+.
Wow.
I went an A.
That's stiff, a C+.
Yeah, look, to be honest, I might, like, if I could change it, I would.
I'll give the Cardi Party an A purely because of coaching scenario, right?
Yeah, look, coaching scenario, but you got to factor in, this guy was a real force in the league last year, so
Yeah.
expectations were high for him.
Yeah.
So I understand the scenario, but I still had high expectations for him.
I look at his team. I really like his team. Like his centre wings are
Yeah.
really good
He's got a
already.
fantastic player.
Like Karaz, Hopewadi, who now Turbo's back, will move back to the wing. But I don't think that's that bad for Hopewadi. I actually think he's
look,
better on the wing.
He's better Supercoach wise at fullback.
Yeah, look, Hopewadi is a guy I sort of had penciled like the second Turbo went out as a great, but he's not going to be a season keeper. He's the guy. He's at 640k. He's at perfect price to upgrade to a season keeper.
Yeah.
Maybe go to Herbie or something there, but yeah, look, I
You
definitely.
were ragging Herbie yesterday.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's just the first person off my head. But yeah, look, I definitely shouldn't have given him a C+.
No, that's a pretty shit ranking.
I would probably give him a B+ if I could have my time back.
Yeah.
Fantastic team.
Yeah,
Jacob Preston.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing. He's got Nickera there, who typically, sort of works his way into the year. He has been a little bit disappointing.
Yeah, we have.
He's lost 80k and averaging sub 60.
But that's still someone you hold. He won't play Origin, obviously.
Yeah, but typically starts turning on bigger scores late in the year.
As the year goes on,
Yeah, so that's still good.
he's been a victim of the fucking
The
Trindle shot.
tricky Trindle show.
Yeah, he's been a victim of that.
I'm so sick of that cunt.
Well, oh, fuck me. Trindle is someone, like, if I'm the Knights, I'm seriously looking at doing some sort of swap and getting Trindle in, like, as the Knights. Don't you reckon?
As a Knights player.
No, yeah, would you not
Yeah,
would you
but-
not look at getting Trindle?
Well, I mean, I think
Because
the Sharks does
I don't think he works with the Sharks. The Sharks
No,
were
I
good
think-
the Nico show.
Oh, he's fucking
Nico's-
he's fucking pissing me off.
No, well, look,
I know.
when it was a Nico show, they had never won a finals game. Soon it was Trindle was there, they won a finals game, made a prelim. So I disagree. I think it's a good. Like I think Trindle's a good player. He's just annoying for Supercoach.
Yeah.
He's like it works well. The Trindle show, like
I don't think
NRL
it does.
ones.
I think the Sharks
I
are
just,
really
he
underwhelmed.
needs to just get back on the bags, Trindle,
Yeah.
I think. Get fucking...
Oh yeah, he's annoying for Supercoach for sure.
Yeah.
It's fucking actually doing my head in.
Yeah.
But look, it's a fantastic team from the Cardi
How
Party.
frustrating is it watching a Knights game as a Nico Hines owner and you see Blake Brayley get into hooker and he shapes to look at Nico and then obviously Tricky Trindle's in his ear on his left side screaming at him and he just
And
goes...
he just takes a hit.
And he gives...
How often does Trindle get tackled with the ball on last?
He must be selling the boys' bags or something.
Like,
heavily
seriously, no.
discounted
It's
rates.
so
Seriously, I reckon I saw him get tackled on last about 6 times that
Bro,
game.
I think it was 2 weeks ago. I watched the Sharks on the right side, so whoever they were playing's left side, they had an outnumber because someone got caught in field. They had an outnumber. Brayley, Nico is screaming for it. Brayley is faked right, turned back inside to Trindle, and Nico has literally fucking thrown his arms up in the air.
Yeah,
Like-
he's fucking pissing me off, Trindle.
It's so annoying. And Brayley doesn't help it either.
Yeah.
But
Fuck both of those guys.
Yeah.
Fuck both of them.
So
look, when's the Cardi Party back in the continent?
I'm not sure when the Cardi Party's back. He should be pretty
He's
soon.
close.
It clearly hasn't really affected his performance.
I believe
too
it was
bad,
an
anyway.
8-week trip. He
He'd
was
be
going
maybe
on.
And we're in round 8.
Yeah, so he should be back very, very soon. He could honestly be flying back this week. Who knows? Reach out, Cardi
Are
Party.
the Dugong Hogs missing him?
Yeah, his presence has been missed around the footy field there. Just a real rock solid player, good utility for the club. And you just miss having his laugh around.
he's a good bloke.
Miss having his laugh.
I'm a big fan of the Cardi Party.
Look, we're excited to have you back
Yeah.
in the nation, mate.
Yeah.
Next up, we move on to a coach who has, as we mentioned before, started shifting the wheels a bit. Liam Butter Bandit.
Lamb Butter Bandit.
Now, look, realistically, I know he's won 2 weeks in a row, but I've got him at a D.
I've got him as a flat D as well.
I went D-.
Look, it was fucking not good enough. You had Hey Ho, Let's Go above you. It's simply not good enough.
Oh, how bad? What do you reckon Liam did when he opened up his Supercoach app after the famous hey ho let's go win over the copy captains, and he just looked up and saw
He looks up, he sees Cinderella man above him, up the gut, who wasn't playing. Hey ho, let's go above him.
What do you reckon? He just looked up and went, "Ah, fuck."
It would have been a tough old day.
Yeah, I think that's it, where he probably just would have tuned into the public league a bit more.
Yeah.
We know he's a former public league.
Yes,
champion.
my rating for the Butter Bandit in the Supercoach World Cup's a D. My rating for him in the public league.
Yeah, that could be different. We know he's always a force in those.
You know, he might not deserve the D-. He's got a decent team.
His team isn't that bad, but he just can't jag a win.
Like for his position, it's not too bad. What's he coming on points scored?
He actually slides right up the table.
13th.
Yeah.
He goes up 1.
Good analysis. Good analysis.
Just slides right up the table.
But, I mean, I remember earlier in the year, he had a few poor captain choices, which might have cost him a few wins.
Yeah.
He's got Isaiah Yo still there. I know he's a big Isaiah Yo fan. Had Isaiah Yo basically all year in his premiership year. Really likes him. I mean, he's got a pretty stock standard team. All in all, I think he's probably going to start putting some wins on the board, but this is looking at the last 7 weeks, and it's a D.
Yep.
Yeah, no, you can't give him any higher than a D.
No.
A C would be criminal.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he would acknowledge that himself.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
look, he's
he-
got potential.
He knows what he dished up wasn't up to scratch, but you know slow starts aren't really good in this league.
No.
We saw Harry Dogs get off to 0-7 last year and just managed to scrape into the finals by one game.
Yeah.
And the league is a lot deeper this year.
Yeah.
So what did he start? 0-5.
0-5, I think. Yeah.
So look, that's probably on par with the 0-7 start when you factor everything in.
Yeah.
From last year. So he's going to have to really keep this win streak alive.
I reckon like he could easily get there. He's only 2
Yeah,
wins
I mean,
away.
looking at his team, it's actually all right.
And he's 2 wins away from the top 8. So
So.
it's doable, but
And look, this is a guy who loves his super coach. He easily could have thrown the Q in the rack when he was 0-5.
Yeah.
We saw him basically do that in his premiership defence.
That was one of the worst showings of
I
all
don't know
time.
why people throw the Q in the rack. Like
It's never over.
it's not hard to
It's
just
never
get
over.
on there, make your trades. Trust me, when I was 0-7, I thought, is it time to hang it up? But resilience.
Yeah.
So
Exactly right.
I think he could turn it around.
Yeah.
I do think he could turn it around. And he has started to. Who's he actually facing this week?
Not sure. If you can win 3 on the trot, that's huge.
Yeah, who's he got? Butter Bandit is taking on Brock. So
that's
that's an interesting clash.
That's a total 50-50.
That is a must-win game for both teams,
Yeah,
I'd
I
say.
agree.
So, real ladder shifter, that one. So, look, it's a D, but I think in our next, sort of late season grading, this is a team who could see himself at a B.
It could be a big mover in the grades at the end of the year or mid year. Look, I think around that D mark's probably where you have to have him.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to put him there.
Yeah. All right, next up, we've got Daniel, the coach of the Harry Dogs. Because my expectations were pretty low for this coach, he doesn't really have a great pedigree. Never won a finals game. Started off 0-7
He's got
last
no
year.
go about him.
So, because we factor in expectations, I've actually got him at a B+. But that's because my expectations were low. He was on top of the table, and I think he's still hovering around the top 4.
Yeah.
So, when you factor that in, I've got him at a B+.
I've got him at a B. Got him at a B for the year. I would have been, had he not dropped these 2 games in a row, I would have had him at an A.
Yeah.
But 2 games in a row, 2 winnable games as well that he's dropped. You got to put him at a B.
Yeah, I've gone B-, but look, the Harry Dogs has big things coming. I know that for a fact. Some inside scoops is he's got lots of money. There's been some big trades this week. Pappy in, Brayley in.
Mm-hmm.
So look, there's big things coming for the Harry Dogs. But let's have a little through my team, I suppose. You boys have anything to say about the team?
Oh, I'm ready.
The Senator Wings is weak. Walsh and Ponga there. I mean, we just mentioned Walsh.
Can we announce this live team?
So,
Yeah, look, we'll announce a live team. Walsh is gone. Pappy is in.
So you take that. Great trade. Do we have the scoop on how much money exactly is in the bank?
230k.
Yeah, okay, that's good. That's good. And
where
you
this
know,
money's
a lot of
coming
peaking
from.
players as well. Look, all in all, it's a pretty solid team. Surprised he's not jumping on the Toby Couchman move. You
Yeah.
know, probably Lindsay Smith to Toby
I
Couchman.
can give you
Loves
a
a
live
Loves
scoop.
a sideways trade.
Live scoop now. Brayley is in the side. Blake Brayley.
Blake Brayley's in the hooker.
So he's clearly just looked at he's
Yeah,
looked
yeah.
at David. David's sitting in class, the row in front of him, and Harry Dawes has got one of these ones.
David is top of the table, so can you blame him?
And he's looked down. He's just stolen his notes.
Blake Brayley, and this is a direct coach from the coach of David's team. Direct quote from David. Tell Daniel to strap in for the roller coaster. He is
Yeah.
not comfortable to watch.
Blake Brayley.
Brayley. I wonder why.
Well, look at his score.
Look at his scores.
Yeah, look, I mean, there's just so many, like, I don't like it. But
But
there's just
I
some
mean,
shit
he is
hookers.
one of those hookers who plays 80 minutes.
That's
and
the thing.
and he
right?
can.
And he's a fucking Iron Man. He's got the longest, most
Yeah.
games played in a row.
I actually think the Brayley-Smith hooker combo is probably the best you can have. Riley Smith.
Riley Smith.
Riley Smith is now
Riley
playing.
Smith.
He's now
Riley
playing.
Smith.
He's playing 80 minutes now.
And scored 37.
But I reckon
Riley Smith.
I'd be-
They got, he could lose the hooking duties
Yeah.
to fucking Jermaine Hopgood any minute.
Riley Smith's a good player to have in the team. I'm very happy with him being around the boys.
The guy averaging 30 points.
Yeah, fuck
No,
yeah.
I reckon he'll be a good
That
player.
that's the kind of
I
stuff. that
literally
makes me wanna
prefer
drop the show.
Paddy over.
Wow.
Paddy's fresh off, I think 9 points, and I prefer that over Riley
Yeah,
Smith because I think if Paddy gets a bigger role in the
Yeah.
hooking position, then fucking he'll
No,
turn out.
I'm surprised to not see Dylan Lucas straight back in for the Hay
Yeah.
Dogs.
Yeah, you know, I think you give. I've thought about it, but I think you give him a week.
That's probably a can't to Lucas.
Can't to Lucas, maybe. Yeah, you give him a week to just watch.
Yeah.
See
Yeah,
how the
look,
goes.
yeah, look, liking what I'm looking at from the team. Still has Shibasaki and Arthurs, two players that need to go.
Well, Arthur's is gone.
Yeah, Hirodi's got one more week in him, and then he will also have to go.
But that's it. That was a good trade. That was a great trade. A
Um,
lot of money there.
yeah, so all in all, not too bad.
Yeah.
And you know, probably doing. You expect him to fill out that bottom half of the 8 somewhere,
Mhm.
and that's what he's doing right now.
Half of the 8. That's a bold call. I think he's a top 4 threat. How could you not? What about this is not top 4 threat to you?
Just because the 4 teams above him,
They're all better.
But why? Why are they all better?
they're just better
They're just
coaches
better, yeah.
and just better teams.
I disagree.
All right, next team.
Yes, next up we've got Jack, the coach of Waltzing Matildas. Now,
Remember, our
Yeah,
rankings here are
we-
based on expectations.
yeah,
They're based on history.
Mhm.
So
I've got the Waltzing Matildas at a solid B.
I've got the Watson Matildas at an A.
Well, I sound like a hater. I've got him at a C minus.
Oh, that is
Huh?
stiff
Yeah.
for a coach who is the reigning wooden spoon winner comfortably.
Yeah.
For him to be sitting 9th and
fighting for the A.
with a decent team,
Yeah.
I think to have him at a C minus is ridiculous.
He's like a legit, he's
He
legitimately
could sneak
fighting
into
for
the 8. He could easily
That is
sneak into the
huge.
8.
That is huge for a guy that's won. I think he's won 2 wooden spoons. 2 wooden spoons. Like in years gone by, hasn't been a threat at all, and now he's thereabouts. I think that's huge improvement. 4-3 he has a winning record. So for me that's an A.
Yeah.
It's an unbelievable season.
Yeah,
from
look, I see
the-
where you're coming from. I definitely do, but I just hate some of his players.
Like Riley Smith.
No, I like that pick, but I don't like the Tyrone Thompson, Pacific Tonga. That ended up being shit. Vay Marga. He's got Halasima, which is good.
Yeah.
That's always good.
Still has Humphreys and Campbell.
Yeah, so look, I mean, he maybe could have gone up to a C. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Something about Kearney, yeah, he's got a positive record, but we've seen the absolute poo slinger he was in last week. Yeah, look, he's 12 on points scored. I'm not that high on him.
Oh, look, he's not going to win a comp.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him in the 8. You know what? He's got one of those weird teams where he could knock out someone in the first round of finals.
I'd have a new stroke if him at the 8. I'd be so fucking
Well, I mean, he could be taking on the Harry Dogs in round 1 of the finals, and we know the Harry Dogs can't win a finals game.
Harry Dogs never won a finals game.
He will not be taking on the Harry Dogs first week of finals. He'll be taking on someone in that weird little other comp that Supercoach does.
In the bottom bracket.
In the bottom bracket. And you'll probably go out first round. I don't like his team. Like, look at the people that still got to, like, Oakland A's, as shit as he is, he'll probably come into finals. Bilbo's mother, hot, he's fucking way better than Kearney. Even Doggies, he's better than Kearney.
So you're expecting Kearney to start a skid, are you?
Look, he'd be a B+ if we were talking about the bottom bracket. But we're not. He's terrible. Yeah, look, I'm not high on him.
Starting a new rivalry. This
Yeah.
is usually how you talk about the Oakland A's.
I'm not high on him.
I can't wait to see your Oakland A's rating.
Not high on him. I don't know if he's got the stamina.
Stamina.
Stamina. Not
Stamina.
stamina.
Stamina, sorry, whatever it's called. Yeah, look, he doesn't have much about him.
Yeah, okay.
All right, look, we've got a harsh critic
Oh,
over
fucking
here. He's
hell.
been pretty tough on the grading. I wouldn't want that guy to be my high school teacher. But look, Kearney, I'm liking what you're doing, mate.
Me
Keep
too.
your head up.
Yeah,
Keep
me
your head
too.
up. Now, next up, we've got the coach of Up the Guts, and I'm sorry, but I'm dishing out my first F.
Yeah, I gave him an F+. I don't know
I don't
know if you can do
it's
that.
just straight F.
Can you do? Oh, well, I gave him an F+ anyways.
Yeah, he's got an F from me.
Yeah.
And honestly, he gave up. Like,
Yeah.
you can't.
I think he's done.
He's literally failed the season because he's given up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I honestly don't really know why I gave him a plus. Maybe I just feel bad because he broke his wrist. I don't know. But
I think he is turning in teams at the moment, though, but he's just got too many holes after missing some weeks.
Yeah.
But like, he's like the reason why, like all these players are playing at least, you know, like it's not a total
Yeah, I'm
like shit.
Still,
There's a lot of shit in there.
still rolling out Ben Hunt in there.
Ben
Yeah.
Hunt, Blake Steep. He's still got the choice. Lenu.
Can't be having the choice in round 8 of the
No.
Supercoach year.
No, the choice was a mistake.
I think the choice has actually lost money.
He has. He's lost 40k. Taken quite a bit of money too. He's almost bottomed out on price. He's what,
the choice of cheapy to look
Yeah,
at.
the choice. Keep him on your radar. But yeah, look, we're still unsure if he kind of is playing or isn't playing or how committed he is. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's an F. F for leaving the chat. F for what you're dishing up.
F for breaking your wrist.
Yeah, press F in the chat to pay respect.
Yeah.
So,
That's solid F. There's not too much to talk about, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, it's shit. I think F+. F+.
Next up, sort of following theme, we've got Hey Ho, Let's Go. Picked up the most famous win of the year, but at the end of the day, it's an F.
It's a fucking F.
I've done it again. He's got an F-.
Minus.
He's got an F-.
I almost didn't want to grade him. Like,
I think he actually might have stopped playing.
It's funny because like most people when they stop playing, like they're in about his table position, but like their team is like a good round 1 team. You know? His team is so bad. I can't get over Amali Batungane.
There's so many players that aren't playing here. As I mentioned every podcast, he's got someone who is currently unemployed, Ryan Sutton. I'm pretty sure he hasn't opened the app since he knocked off the copy captain.
I don't blame
Why
him.
even is Ryan Sutton on the game? Like, has he been in the NRL club for the past 5 years?
He's not even in the top 100,000 coaches.
He's got Ethan Sanders starting, who currently is just playing cup.
Starting over Dill Brown.
Yeah, he's got 1, 2,
Who Staines, Charlie Staines still there.
3, 4.
Like,
He's got so many DNPs. I'm sorry, Mick. Like, it'll be always a famous day in history, the day you knocked off the copy captains. But it doesn't save your grading.
no.
Yeah, look, his team's terrible. And I was hoping he was going to be good too, because I like him. He's dead set the funniest bloke I've ever known. But yeah, look, it's just unfortunate. But hopefully you come to the post-season awards.
Yeah.
And you get your special Mick award.
Yeah, look, there'll definitely be something there for you, Mick.
Yeah.
But yeah, well done, Mick, for being shit.
Well,
That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
Next
I tell you
up,
what, actually, sorry, before we move on. Buller. Is he doing all good? He's made 30k.
Jerome Buller's doing pretty good, isn't he?
He's got actually pretty
Bit of
good
a pod,
scores.
bit of a pod at fullback.
Seriously, or maybe, honestly, like.
Yeah.
Anyways, just quickly noticed that, but what's next?
Look, next up we've got Brock, and look, I think I actually might have been a little bit harsh here. I've got him at a C plus.
Yeah.
Where is he for me?
Go there. C minus.
Oh yeah, I got C minus. Yeah.
I'll give him a C. Yeah, I'll give him a C.
I thought maybe he could have snuck his way into B minus. This is a coach. It was kind of hard to set the bar for. We've got really no information on him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not even in the chat.
No, not in the chat. Just a silent operator.
Yeah. Just going about his business. You know, battling it out every week and picking up some close losses.
He's a player like you don't want to verse.
No.
He can beat you on any given week.
Bloody oath he could. So look, he's not a guy that when you see him in your head-to-head matchup, you're thinking, "Fuck yeah!"
Yeah.
You know you're going to have to make a few smart decisions.
Yeah,
but it's you're going in as favourite as well.
Yeah, definitely favourite. Like he doesn't have Payne Haas,
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad.
which that is like he's a must.
Yeah.
Seriously, like probably the biggest must in the game.
Yeah.
Would you say he's the most important player in
Haas.
Supercoach?
No,
Haas
Terrell May.
or Terrell May?
But I mean, they're both going to be playing Origin.
Yeah.
I think Terrell May is the most owned player in the game.
Is he? Yeah.
It wouldn't shock me.
Actually, it might be Horsburgh.
But like, who's the most keeper? Who do you need the most?
Oh,
would you
well,
say?
just both of them.
Both
Yeah,
of them.
you
There's
know,
not
you
one.
There's
one.
no way you can't have them both.
Yeah, you absolutely need both. They're the only two. They're the only two non-negotiables for me. Like, you'd absolutely need both.
Out of both of them, though, you'd probably want Haas.
No,
I think Haas has got more upside.
Haas has more
Yeah.
upside, but Terrell May is like banging out 80 minutes most
Yeah.
weeks. I think like Terrell May is safer to captain.
Yeah, the only difference is Haas gets early showers.
Yeah.
sometimes. Anyways, decent team from Bilbo's mother hot, still no
Yeah.
plural. Yeah, not bad.
That's all.
Yeah,
that's all.
well done, Brock. Keep chipping away, mate. I think we could see you slip into the 8.
Yeah.
I reckon you will slip into the 8. The Corey Pakes pick ended up being
Yeah,
into
look,
that.
he's currently only one win out of the 8, so
Yeah, he's
he's
thereabouts.
definitely hovering right around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, next up, we're going to Scott, the coach of Doggies. Now, this is a team who was staring down the barrel of an F if we did this 3 weeks in.
Yeah.
But he's worked his way up to a B minus for me.
B minus. Yeah, I've got him at a C plus.
I've gone C.
A C.
I've gone C.
Look, he is a former premiership winner, so you could argue the expectations were high.
Yeah.
But he's a guy who'd been on the shelf for a while, so
Yeah.
we had him at 200 to 1 in
Yeah.
our early market. So that shows you the expectations maybe weren't
Yeah.
too high. Got off to a slow start, and is now 1-4 on the trot.
200 to 1. That's fucking
Yeah. He's turned the season around. His team's looking like really solid now.
Yeah, other than that fucking Jack Cole.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jack Cole has to go. If Jack Cole's in the side this weekend, my mind will be blown. Like,
Yeah, I wonder what he's done there. We should have got up the odds, the pre-season odds before we started this.
Actually, probably would have been a good metric to
Yeah.
go off. He's still got Jacob Targo, that's his name, right? Jake Targo.
Jake Targo.
He's not making money. Tass
Yeah.
has to go.
that's a
That's
bad
classic,
pick,
yeah.
yeah.
I thought when Terrell come back, he might get a bit more.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I thought Tass wasn't going to be
Yeah.
that bad, but no, he's
He,
bad.
he is a Crichton pod owner, which I like. Obviously,
Yeah.
he's about to miss a lot of footy though,
Yeah.
with Origin and whatnot.
Yeah.
But he's a nice pod to have at the moment,
Yeah.
and has maybe even won him a few of these close games.
Uh-huh. Yep.
But yeah, look, it is worth mentioning when you go to the points scored, he's all the way down to 15.
But that was with a really slow start. I've liked what he's been taking
Yeah.
over recently.
Yeah, it's just Jack Cole, Jamie Humphries. They got to go. When's Jamie Humphries due back? Around 10, so maybe you just hold now, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I could understand if you gave him a B, and I could understand if you gave him a D.
Look, and he's a big fan of the show, so he gets some brownie points
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
Big listener, so look, I like that you're a big listener. He's always asking, "Are we on a Wednesday?"
Yeah.
That's commitment I like.
Even
So
with the
he's,
mouth-watering emoji.
he's definitely loving his super coach at the moment.
Yeah.
So I think this is a team that is probably going to make some smart moves
Yeah.
to come, and another team that will be battling out for the eight.
I expect to see him. I think he can get as high as 7th, but he could get as low as like 14th.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
really his range. I'd say 7th through 12th.
Yeah.
Yep. What's next?
Next up, we've got The Cinderella Man.
The
Aaron
Cinderella
Clark.
Man.
Now, this is an interesting one. Oh, actually, hold on. Sorry, I fucked that up.
Yeah, we got Nick.
I've got Nick.
The Dons.
Sorry,
the Dons.
sorry to blue ball you, Aaron.
Aaron just sat up in his chair.
But first we're covering the Dons. Look, I've got Nick sitting at a C minus.
I'm going to go to D plus.
I have got him at a C. Straight C. I reckon Nick.
He's had a few tight losses.
He has had a few
I
times.
think he's a bit harsh here. I reckon he's actually got a very.
I
good
do.
team.
I do think he's thereabouts, but at the end of the day, you're 2-5.
Yeah,
Like, he's got a
exactly.
good team. He's got. I think KO Weeks is terrible.
Yeah.
But he's got the Jacob Preston.
Kara Week's at the point now where he is so cheap. He's almost like in Ponga areas where he's just so cheap you have to keep him.
He's got Hammer, KO Weeks. And then other than that, there's nothing really jumping out of the screen saying shit pick.
Yeah.
But he's going to have to trade. He's running a double gun hooker.
I don't
Yeah,
like that.
That's
but
just
Max
the most
Clark
Nick, that's the
isn't.
most Nick thing ever.
Yeah.
Max Clark isn't a hooker, to be
It,
fair.
it's just the most Nick thing ever. In a shit year for hookers, Nick has what?
2 premium hookers.
Nick has 1,100, like 1.1 mil tied up
Yeah,
in his
yeah.
hookers. Like in a year where hookers suck balls.
I really like that Jacob Preston.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, yeah, he's got Katoa and Preston there,
So yeah.
which is just really, really strong. No Hamole.
Yeah.
Um,
But that's fine.
If you're rolling out Qatar and Preston, you're
you're
going
so
without-
happy.
going without Hamole.
Like, Hamole's
No
only
worries.
averaging, like, not that much.
No.
What is he averaging? Let me quickly just see.
He's not averaging much.
66.
Yeah.
So, look, that's fine.
Yeah.
Both those guys are averaging more.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
Preston and Katoa, fucking awesome picks.
Yeah.
Picks that aren't too highly owned at the moment that can win you a head-to-head matchup.
Yeah.
It's the KO Weeks. He's leaked a lot of cash and averaging 36.
What is he now? 200k?
115,
Oh,
16.
150. That's not too bad.
You sell him. You have to sell him now. You probably
Yeah.
maybe even go to that Cody Walker route. Maybe. Like,
Maybe.
it depends how much cash you got to get. But
So, I mean, I'm guessing this guy actually doesn't have too much in the bank.
No, I agree. I don't.
what's your reasoning for
I've
guessing?
just got a feeling.
you got a feeling.
Well, when you have 1.1 mil tied up there, like you've
I
splashed a
don't-
lot of coin up
I
there.
don't think he's.
And-
Wait, how have we brushed that? Still an owner of the choice?
Oh wow.
Yeah, the fridge.
Yeah.
And I fucking hate that hammer pick so much.
Yeah, and look, we also know he goes away during crunch time every year, goes on a bit of a skid. It's hard to keep up with the footy, which you probably expect to happen this year, and he hasn't had the start to be able to
No,
carry him through that down period.
to get him through that, he absolutely needed to be sitting within the 8. Honestly, he probably had to be sitting within the 4.
Yeah.
But he's not doing that. Instead, he's 16th, I believe. So
Yeah.
Look, it's some
13.
sad results for him, but
does jump all the way up to 7th.
yeah,
points
exactly.
scored,
points
Like,
scored.
all in all, he's had a decent year, but in terms of head to head, he's not in the spot he needs to be.
Yeah.
But just the standard I had of him was lower than this, anyways.
Yeah.
So I think he's done well by his
looks
standards.
to be enjoying his Supercoach a bit more this year, and also producing Nick's news,
Which we didn't get today. Which is
producing Nick's news, which hasn't dropped today. Where's the commitment? Is the Supercoach mole dead?
possibly. I think I might know who killed him. Might have been one Harry Dawes.
So Nick, C minus for me. All in all, it's been decent, but you needed to be slightly better.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I can understand that.
All right, next up, here he is, the Cinderella Man. I know he's been bouncing in his chair, waiting for the next segment to end. Cinderella Man. This is a coach where the expectations were probably pretty low, so I had C plus. I like.
Plus, I've got him at a D.
I've got him a D as well.
I like. He's entertaining.
He is
entertaining,
I
but-
think he's the people's champ.
Yeah, he is the people's
I
champ.
think-
You want to see the Cinderella Man on the winner's
Yeah,
shirt.
I think he is the people's champ. If he beat Dave in that
Oh,
matchup,
and he
my-
only just went down in the Battle of Berlin.
if he beat Dave in that matchup, I legitimately would be able to slide him as high as an A.
Yeah, and that would also have Trenos Titans at top extra brownie points.
What did you give him?
C plus.
Yeah, look, I think you've been very generous.
Oh, it's generous.
He's
It is
got.
generous.
Let's just go through some of the picks that I think are shit. Ethan Strange,
Ethan Strange is making money.
He's been good the last 2 weeks.
Jacob Hallengarden,
Ian Strange is currently rolling around with a minus 30 BE
Yeah.
after making 50k with this week.
Tom Amone, 230k, he hasn't played a game. Won't
Still
play a game.
holding Mamazelis.
Still got Mamzelis, which may be side this week. So
Yeah.
But yeah, look,
Xavier Savage and Ponga both were on the chopping block this week.
Yeah.
There's no mail on exactly who he's traded to. I don't think there's a lot of cash in the Cinderella Man's bank, as he mentioned. He played quite the chess match to get Payne Haas in, which has cooked a lot of his coin.
Yeah.
good point.
He's been spotted busking on the streets for a bit of extra coin, I heard.
Yeah, look, like his one good pick is Toby Couchman, which I doubt he picked.
Well, yeah, I imagine that was just
David.
That was probably a bit of chat at Smoko at Woodbridge Construction saying, have a look at this guy.
It probably
flying
wasn't even chat. Dave was sitting down, knocking a sandwich on the esky, and Clarkie's just come loitering around the corner and looked over his shoulder and gone, I'll take that one.
But he's the Cinderella Man. He's the people's champ.
He is the people's champ, and I'd love to see him knock off a few more big dogs.
And he's got Marky Mark, great pod,
Yeah.
and I think he's could fucking win you a head-to-head match.
Look, this is kind of like me trying to support the Knights. We suck. I want them to win because it's my favourite team, but like it's just not going to happen.
No.
And I don't like his players. He is also though like Xavier Savage. He could go and score 120 for sure. All of these players he's got that I
Xavier
don't like.
Savage is gone.
Yeah.
If he is gone, then yeah, there goes that. But it's not like he's a team that could, just jag or win.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think a Jag win, and he's been a victim of. I think he's captain Ponga a lot of times this year.
Yeah.
I imagine he's copped one of Clarkie's famous sprays,
Yeah.
Kalen Ponga, on his way out.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure who he also has Reece Walsh there, who's picked up that injury, so might be a boost this week for the Cinderella.
If he
Man.
hasn't gone through his, but it wouldn't shock me if the Cinderella Man was out of boost.
Playing that chess match.
It wouldn't shock me if the Cinderella Man had no boost.
I wonder how these players are reacting to Clarkie's sprays. Do you reckon they can even get that?
Xavier Savage right now, oh man. I reckon he would have got one of the all-time sprays on the weekend.
I'd love to see Clarkie dish a spray. I don't think he'd have it in him. But look, he's a fan favourite. I love him.
And look, we're looking forward to catching up with the Cinderella Man. Hopefully soon.
Yeah.
Hopefully he'll be down here for Prezzo.
Yeah.
If not before then.
Yeah, I'd love to see him again. And I'd love to just pick his brain.
Yeah.
Just pick his brain on his Supercoach,
Yeah.
what he's thinking.
Exactly. I'd love to hear some of the thought process there. Now, next up, we've got the coach of the Grizzly Raiders, Rigo.
There you go.
I've scored him at a B.
Yeah, I've got him at a B.
I have got him at a where is he? C.
Tough.
You're so harsh.
Why has he got a B?
Well, this is a guy who nearly won the fucking wooden spoon last year.
But he's also won a comp.
In a comp where there was 2 players playing.
And look, he's 9th on points scored. He's 7th on the ladder.
He was in the top 4 and would basically still be there if it wasn't for that Iongi sin bin.
Yeah.
The Ionga sin bin was tough. That is a good point, actually.
He would be 5 and 2, which would have him equal with the top 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I do like some of his players. He's got Scotty Drink, but
Scotty Drink, great pod at the moment.
it actually was a great pod. Corey Pakes has to go. Hopefully he can sign this week.
But there's no one to go to for Corey Pakes. Like,
You got to go.
there's
Someone,
cheap hookers. You can't go down.
He's got Adam Fanua Blake there, who's going to be one of those guys over this buy round /
it's gonna be
origin
so
period
important, yeah.
where everyone's got Payne Haas and Terrell May who aren't going to be playing, and Rigo is bringing in Adam Fanua Blake, who's
In years gone by, was the number 1. front
exactly.
row
Like he's
forward.
just going to be turning over massive scores when people don't own him.
I think Sharks do actually have a good buy period.
So I think that could win him a few matches during those dicey origin.
Yeah.
Definitely
rounds.
could.
How much money's Finny Filiaki made?
13k.
But he had that head knock one game, which
Yeah.
put his score low.
Yeah.
I always like what I see from Finafiliaki on the
same.
footy field.
Same. I thought he would have made a bit more.
Yeah, it was just that head knock affected round.
When was the head knock affected round? His lowest score's 32.
That might have been it. Yeah.
Which he's got a 35,
Yeah.
41.
Yeah, he's probably just a victim of not playing big enough minutes. They've got Connolly Lemalamu.
Who is a gun as well. Yeah.
But yeah, it's basically the stock standard team. A lot of teams look pretty similar at the moment.
Yeah.
But I like what I've seen from the Grizzly Raiders. Probably robbed of a win, which would have had him equal with the top 4. So I've given him a nice solid B.
He's also got 3 hookers: Sandon Smith in halfback, Corey Pakes, and Mamazelos.
Yeah,
Which is not good.
No, they're going to have to go.
Yeah.
But
Definitely
I
not a
think
team you want to play.
it's a big bounce back for the Grizzly Raiders, and not a team you want to play.
No.
And I think he'll be another coach fighting out for that bottom half of the 8. All right, next up
for a team at this stage you do want to play. Number 17 here, the Oakland A's. Lining up against him this week is fucking mincemeat.
Mincemeat. Yeah, so the Oakland A's, can't wait to hear what this co-host has to say. I've got the Oakland A's at a D.
I've got him at a D minus.
Yeah, I've got him at a D. He's shit team.
Shit team.
Shit
I thought
team.
you would have had him at an F.
Look,
Yeah.
I think his main problem might be alcoholism. Last 5 times I've gone to the pub, he's been there.
Are you calling him a pisshead?
I'm calling him a pisshead. And look, it might be affecting his brain.
The last 5
This is a guy who absolutely dominated the regular season last year and is now sitting outside of the 8
Yeah, it was the minor premier last year.
by a big margin.
Yeah.
He does have Hudson Young though. which is
Hudson
good.
Young has been huge for him. He's been a victim of poor captains this year as well.
He's basically in the same place as his good mate Bo.
Yeah.
They are just turning out one massive score, 2 shit weeks.
Yeah.
One massive score, 2 shit weeks.
He is 4th on points scored.
Yeah, so he jumps all the way up. Yeah, that is a massive jump from 11th all the way
It's
up.
because of those big scores.
Yeah.
But in head to head, consistency over the off big score.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on, and I've heard a bit of chat about this through the week, captains being too vital to the game and making it only a 1.5?
Yeah, but then you bring decimal points
Yeah, then you
into
bring
the
decimal,
game.
it makes it too hard.
True.
But yeah, the captaincy, it's kind of shit. I agree.
Like it is like it just I think it should be 1.5 and then maybe just round it up even to the next highest number. I don't know. But yeah, look, I'm sick of captains.
Yeah.
It's too much.
I'm sick. I'm already sick of the flex more than I'm sick of the captains.
Yeah, I'm sick of, like, for example, my matchup against Bilbo's Mother Hot. Jack Howarth injured himself and scored 13 points.
Yeah.
And he went out with the flex.
Yeah. Oh,
I was filled with so much joy in that moment when I seen him dislocate his shoulder.
do you know? Well, the big worst thing for it was this week between the copy captains and the Oakland A's. The copy captains almost lost that game for scoring too well. The copy captain's lowest score was higher than the Oakland A's score. So obviously it dropped out.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
The 36 dropped out and the 20 dropped out, which closed the gap back up.
Yeah.
The copy captains got punished for having better fucking players.
No.
Like that's like, I understand it's nice when you get someone rolls out a fucking 2 and that 2 doesn't count towards your score, but like you shouldn't be punished for having better players than the other.
But I think the flex had to happen with HIAs and stuff.
Oh,
But I do think captains should be.
I think HIAs are just part of the game.
Yeah, but it's too big of a part of the game now. Too many people are getting HIA.
Learn to tackle.
But I think the captains should be 1.5. Let us know what you think in the chat.
Yeah,
I'd be open to
there's
changes.
just look, as someone who lost a grand final from a fucking massive captaincy swing, I'm throwing this back to about 2018 when I was versing Travis Titans was versing Josh Stuckey in the grand final, and James Tedesco rolled out the 4th highest score of all time, and didn't even own James Tedesco, and he had him captain.
Yeah, that's just
It's
game
just
over.
fucking bullshit.
It's just game over. Like it's just, I think it's too much. So I'd be happy for that to go to 1.5. We'll see what I'm.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to get changed.
No,
but
they'll never change.
But yeah, it's frustrating. It's seriously frustrating. Anyway, back to the Oakland A's.
It's only frustrating when it's not working for you.
Well,
how good
yeah,
is it?
exactly.
How good is it when you got your captain on and you see them and they're on like 100 at half time?
And it's just game
And you just
over. You're thinking, how good is this? You don't have to look at the
That's been a bit of a tangent. We'll touch back on the Oakland A's. Not good enough. Not good enough.
No, it's
You're
shit.
supposed to be a regular season force, shit in the finals,
Yeah.
straight out the back door,
Yeah.
and you're not even a regular season force.
Yeah.
No, it's shit. Too many hard solos.
Too many hard solos.
Yeah, he's
Too,
on
too many tongues in ears. Doesn't mind a tongue down your ear, the Oakland A's.
No, does he?
Yeah, he's
I haven't had a tongue in the ear
Don't
yet.
you? Or he doesn't like you.
Yeah, he's usually just wrestling with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he doesn't like me much. I don't think, because I give him so much shit. No, he's actually a good bloke. I just don't like. I don't like the Oakland A's. I like Jordan. Don't like the Oakland A's.
Okay.
So don't bash him.
Alright, and last of all, I know he's been fucking licking his lips, waiting to hear this.
Yeah.
Been sniffing his own farts.
We'll give him a few minutes to unzip his pants.
Yeah,
and stroke one
unzip
out.
it.
Listen to
Alright,
this.
I imagine we're all the same. David's team, A+.
I've got him at an A++.
Yeah, I went A++ too.
Yeah, look, it's... I mean, he lost round 1 to the Harry Dogs, but it's basically been a perfect season.
Mate, for me, it's been the most dominant start to a year from any side.
Yeah.
He's ranked like over like
I think
over.
it's 1,200.
I know we're not overall based,
Yeah,
but he's
1262.
ranked 1,200 in the nation.
And just looks like climbing the ladder
Yeah.
further.
Like, I'd love to know how much money he has in the bank right now.
Would be interesting actually. Maybe
Like-
I should ask him.
If he has fucking over 150k in the bank right now, I'm ready to just fucking
This guy could win Supercoach.
yeah. I'm ready to fucking throw his name on the trophy now. Like, it's fucked how good he's like been to start the year.
It's just that Tom Duffy. I just can't quite go past
You're really
that.
hung up on that Tom Duffy.
Well, it's halfback is maybe the most important position in the game. Maybe centre to wing's the most, second most maybe. It's just
definitely fullback. Then,
Yeah, it's fullback.
oh, you know, fullback too. But it's an important position nevertheless, and it's just that's just fucked. Tom Duffy, like how do you move that? He's 200k. You need to get maybe 500k in the bank to move on.
Could look at going to the Roosters halfback. That's Savale fella.
No, he's not an option. I just that's concerning. Very, very concerning.
Look, if I'm him, I'm just downgrading Tui Pilato.
Yeah, he's still got Tuipolo.
Yeah, I'd just be downgrading.
Billy Smith comes in,
Yeah.
and then you use that money.
Well, that frees up 300k, and then he's got 500k.
Yeah, and then you pair that trade up with we have to pair it up. You just boost out of Tom Cant. Like there's moves you can make.
He'd have to nuff.
Yeah, at the end of the day, this team's pissing me off looking at it. It's pissing me off. I know he's fucking just trotting around Burley right now. He'd have a little strut in his step.
Yeah.
Just fucking walking down the beach. Fucking nice sunny day.
Yeah.
He's got his phone out. Just singing, oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, he's looking at 1,400 on his phone.
You reckon he's actually masturbating to his team?
So
I wouldn't put it past him.
He's a serial wanker.
I promise you he's rubbing one out to this chat right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past him. This cunt, everyone was praying for a championship hangover, and he's done the complete opposite.
I know, he's just gone strength to strength. Are we seeing the start of a dynasty, maybe?
It is Penrith Panthers like at the moment, isn't it?
It's fucked. It's so fucked. But at the end of the day, he has been a notorious loser in Supercoach.
Yeah.
Only, how many years?
He can lose big games.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, he's been playing since 2014, I think.
Yeah,
and he's won one grand final.
One grand final. So he is a perennial loser, but the way that he's shaping up at the moment, he looks hard to
Yeah,
beat.
you do not want to see this guy on the other side in finals.
I just want-
I pray. I'm being serious. If I'm coming into finals and I'm matched up with him week 1, I actually might purposely drop a game so that I can drop down a spot and not face him in week 1 at the finals.
Yeah.
I would seriously consider that.
I just want him to explain in the chat or something why he's got Tom Duffy and what's he going to do about it. What are you going to do about Tom Duffy? That's my question. And I think it's a massive one. I think that could cost you a game.
Yeah.
Like, most people have Cleary and Nico. Nico can score 120 and win the game. You know?
Yeah.
Who does he have a tough draw coming up, or has he been beating the big teams?
So he's knocked off. Obviously,
beat the Harry Dogs.
he's knocked off.
He knocked off the bedwetter in a top of the table
knocked
clash.
off the bedwetter. He's knocked off the copycat.
He goes against Kearney this week, and then in Magic Round he's got Doggies. Imagine he wins that.
Yeah.
And after that he's got fucking the Grizzly Raiders. You imagine he wins that.
Look, he's actually taken big scalps too already. Like, he beat the Cardi Party, who's in the top 4 on points scored.
And then-
Beat the copy captains.
And then you got round 11, best on field.
Oh, that's
The rivalry match.
That's the matchup we all want to see. I reckon you see best on the field. He's probably just gearing up his whole
he's
year
just-
for that
yeah.
matchup.
Yeah. But yeah, so Dave, you can put your penis away now.
Yeah.
It's A+. Fucking good on you, mate. Yeah. you're putting in a fucking super coach clinic at the moment.
Yeah, it's frustrating. But what goes up must come down.
Yeah. Yeah, look, is he
So-
peaking too early? That's a
Yeah,
concern.
is he peaking?
If you're winning them early, it means you're not winning them late.
That's exactly right. Anyway, that brings us to the end of this segment. Something different, a little switch up from our usual show. This would definitely be our longest episode yet. So hope you guys enjoyed. Try to make up for the missed week last week. So
Yeah.
Will we have Trent Bet return?
Trent Bet will also be back this week. Market will be out tomorrow. Get your tips in.
Quick preview of next round.
We
got time.
Yeah, why not? Starting off, Butter Bandit versus Bilbo's Mother Hot.
We don't need to analyse the teams here.
Yeah,
We'll just rattle them off. I'm gonna go Butter Bandit to win 3 on the trot.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think the wheels are turning.
I'll go Bilbo's Mother Hot. I reckon he's got a good time.
Best on field versus Grizzly Raiders. I just think Grizzly Raiders has a bit too much class at the moment.
Yeah. Too good the Grizzly Raiders. I'm going them too.
I'm not best on
Yeah.
Best on field.
Up the Guts versus Harry Dogs. I'm with Up the Guts. I'll take the Harry Dogs.
Harry Dogs comfortably.
Yeah. Next up, Hey Ho Let's Go versus Doggies.
Which is huge for doggies. They could be on 5 on the trot.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
And
should they?
I heard Doggies is threatening to not pay Mick if he knocks him off. So I imagine Doggies will be picking that up and winning 5 on the trot.
Mick could be stuck on broom
He,
duty.
he could be lining up at Centrelink with Ryan Sutton if he knocks off Scott.
He could be stuck on the broom on the job site next week if he wins.
So looking at Scott to win 5 on the trot there. Next up, Trans Titans versus Cinderella Man.
We all know who we want to win.
Yeah, I'll side with the Titans.
I want the Cinderella Man to win so bad. What are the matchups looking like?
I'm actually going to go Cinderella Man. And not even taking the
Shock
piss.
me.
Like, you must be a bit concerned looking at the two teams and looking at the uniques.
Yeah, totally.
No, the Trenos Titans have a better team, but fuck, I want the Cinderella Man to win.
Next up, David's team versus Waltzing Matildas. David's team. There's enough said.
That's team.
Copy Captains versus Adam O'Brien.
Oh,
Probably
one-
have
this
to be
is
uncomfortable.
Actually, not a lot of uniques in this matchup, and Bo turned over a big score, but that means he's probably in for a stinker going off his recent form. So.
This one has the Copy Captains nervous.
I love Lockie Galvin for Adam O'Brien for point to prove.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. You know what? I've sided with the favourite every time here, so I'll side with Adam O'Brien.
Yeah, I'll still back the Copy Captains, but I'm very interested to see what the Trent Bet market has. That could be $1.90 each way.
Another rivalry match up next: the Dons Dongs versus the Bedwetter. This rivalry's gone a bit quiet.
There's not many uniques in this game.
Yeah. You know what? I'm tipping a Dons Dongs upset. I think he's due for a big win. He's had a few unlucky losses. I'm siding with the Dons Dongs.
I'm with you. I'm on the Dons Dongs this week.
Yeah, I think the Dons definitely can win. Like, these uniques, there's not many of them maybe you can win, but I'll go Bedwetter.
Yeah, and then last of all, another interesting matchup: Cardi Party versus Oakland A's. I'll go with the Cardi Party.
Yeah, I'm with the Cardi Party gear.
Yeah, I'm coming party as well.
All right, so Trent Bet Market will be following up. Get your tips in. Market will be released tomorrow.
Yep, I'm still not off the board on Trent Bet.
On a
Yeah,
30 run.
that's-
Currently on the nudie run. I can't remember exactly who was winning Trent Bet. Actually, it was Rigo currently on top of Trent Bet. So good on you. So hopefully you can go on with it.
Yep.
So anyway, that's all we had for today. Great to be back on the panel, guys.
Love to be back.
Yeah,
Love to be
cheers.
back. All right, I'll talk to you.